Welcome to a brand new episode of the Jampack Report, today for September the 1st of 2020. Of course, my name is Samuel Adams, and this is a daily gaming news podcast meant to bring you the hottest news you need to know from around the industry. Hosted on YouTube and podcast services around the world 5 days a week, it is your one-stop shop for everything you need to know. So if you enjoy the show and you like what you see, hit that subscribe button and keep coming back for more. However, today we are talking about big news in the PC gaming space with Nvidia revealing their RTX 3070, 3080, and 3090 graphics cards. This is a very big deal in the PC gaming space, but in reality, in the gaming space altogether. Nvidia revealed its new GeForce RTX 3070, RTX 3080, and RTX 3090 graphics cards during its GeForce special event on Tuesday, with CEO Jensen Huang introducing each of the GPUs from his kitchen. The RTX 30 series cards are the second generation of Nvidia GPUs with hardware-based support for real-time ray tracing. They are the company's new top-of-the-line graphics cards following 2 years after the first-gen RTX 20 series GPUs, which debuted in the fall of 2018. The RTX 3070, RTX 3080, and RTX 3090 will be the first consumer-oriented gaming graphics cards featuring Nvidia's new Ampere microarchitecture. The 20 series GPUs were based on the then-new Turing architecture. Quote, "Ampere is the biggest generational leap we have ever had," said Huang. The new cards deliver up to 2 times the performance and 1.9 times the power efficiency over previous generation GPUs, according to Nvidia. Referring to the microarchitecture for Nvidia's GTX 10 cards, Huang said, "To all my Pascal gamer friends out there, it is safe to upgrade now." Nvidia appears to have heard the feedback on the RTX 20 series cards, that they were too expensive for the performance that they delivered. For instance, the RTX 2070 and RTX 2080 each launched at a price $100 higher than their counterparts in the GTX 10 series, while the RTX 2080 Ti Founders Edition cost $500 more than the GTX 1080 Ti. This time around, the initial RTX 30 series cards are still high-end GPUs with prices to match, but they seem to be priced somewhat more reasonably for the performance. The RTX 3080, which Huang described as the flagship card of the lineup, will be available starting at $699, delivering up to twice the performance of the RTX 2080 at the same price, with 10GB of GDDR6X video memory. It will be released on September the 17th. Coming in October will be the RTX 3070 with 8GB of GDDR6 VRAM, not the faster GDDR6X memory in the other 2 GPUs. Pricing will start at $499 for a sweet spot card that Huang said is faster than the RTX 2080 Ti, which debuted at $1,199. The RTX 2070 also launched at $499, and the RTX 3070 is 60% faster than the last gen card. Nvidia said in a news release, the RTX 3070 is designed for 4K gaming, of course according to Nvidia. But rounding out the lineup is the behemoth RTX 3090, which Nvidia has dubbed the BF GPU, standing for Big Ferocious GPU, and they say it is the world's first 8K gaming GPU. Nvidia invited people such as former G4 host Adam Sessler and Kinda Funny's Tim Geddes to play Wolfenstein Youngblood and Control in 8K resolution at 60 frames per second. The card, which is up to 50% faster than the Titan RTX according to Nvidia, will feature a whopping 24GB of GDDR6X VRAM and will be available starting September 24th at $1,499, and you can find more about the spec breakdown for all 3 cards on Nvidia's website. Now, the article continues to go on talking about a couple of the intricacies of each of the cards, and of course laying out the fact that AMD, Nvidia's chief competitor, has not announced any new cards as of yet, while still powering the ray tracing capable consoles of next generation, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. For PC gamers, this is an absolutely massive deal, and in general, this is a very big deal for the gaming population because of the capability and the affordability of these graphics cards. Now, let's not act like this is going to be a console killer by any stretch of the imagination, because there is still a significant amount of cost going in for those that are trying to choose where they want to play games. So, while you could be getting an entry-level, quote-unquote, 3070 for $500, you still need, of course, a CPU to match that GPU and the other internal components that make a PC build. So ultimately, you could get away with having a PC that probably costs somewhere around $1,000 to $1,200, and then you would have a very, very capable build that blows a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X out of the water, hypothetically. Now, with that being said, for those that are already dedicated to the PC gaming space, this now moves the needle of where PC gaming is, because PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X were competing with the top-of-the-line PCs that are on the market today until these new graphics cards were revealed. And now, once again, things are kind of, in a way, back to normal. The PC space is going to dominate when it comes to how games look with these new GPUs hitting the market. Now, out of all of them, which is going to be the best deal? Ultimately, the 3080 seems to be the sweet spot, which is exactly what Nvidia seems to have identified. For $699, you are getting a card that is more than capable of gaming at 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing on. That's a pretty major deal. On top of that, 4K in the PC gaming space is still not the norm. That's still more of the exception. 1440p seems to be the sweet spot. And so even more so, you are going to be seeing incredible performance in the PC gaming space that is revolutionizing what is possible within the space and within the games that we play. Now let's talk about the behemoth, the 3090. That $1,500 card is overkill beyond belief for anybody that doesn't feel compelled to be on the bleeding edge of technology. That is just a bit much. And again, for $1,500, number one, the card itself is absolutely massive. You are going to have one of the biggest cases on the market to even have the card itself in your build. On top of that, this is the first card of its kind in a lot of different ways. And so even though it is an 8K capable graphics card, it seems like it would make more sense to wait a couple of generations until the size goes down a bit. I look at it almost in the same way that I see recording equipment in the world of Elgato and in the world of Hauppauge, where if you go back to the mid-2000s, you see an HD PVR filled with cables that takes up half of your desk, and now I have an Elgato 4K 60 Pro Mach 2 in my computer that is doing that job so incredibly well at a fraction of the space and a fraction of the cost. So if you give it a couple of years, the technology will continue to grow and evolve, and it will become more affordable than ever to get one of these higher end cards. Now, for those that are trying to future-proof, $1,500 can definitely buy you some time without a doubt. But it seems like the 3070 and the 3080 are being the more optimized option here, and the smarter option for a lot of people trying to break into the PC gaming space. But this is something that I saw a lot of people in the industry echoing. The pricing of the 3070 and the 3080 bring the necessity of an Xbox Series X into question more than ever before. Because again, this is not saying that you go out and you buy a $500 or a $700 graphics card and you're good to go. But if you pair that with, let's say, another $400 or $500 investment and you build a gaming PC, you are able to experience everything that Microsoft has to offer, including first-party titles, on a gaming PC. You can play with a controller, and they're going to look much better than they probably would even on the Xbox Series X. In fact, that's almost a guarantee. So I see a lot of people bringing that conversation into the limelight, and it certainly is an interesting one to have. But if you want to check out the entire breakdown, you can find the event itself on the official Nvidia channels. But this is a very impressive line of cards, and of course, if you want to learn more about the performance, there you have it. You see it compared to the 3070, compared to the 3080, compared to the 2080 Ti right here above my head on the YouTube video. But right now, I am rocking the 1070 Ti, and it's somewhere around here. So ultimately, you're looking at 2 to 3 times the performance of the card that I have in my machine today, and that's running at 4K. I don't think I can do 4K currently. But moving on, the cheaper next-gen Xbox has leaked yet again. One of gaming's worst-kept secrets is the second next-generation Xbox, believed to be the Xbox Series S, and now even more evidence of the console's existence has emerged. Twitter user Brendan said they bought a new Xbox One controller, and the bundled Xbox Game Pass Ultimate trial code mentioned the Xbox Series S console. Someone replied to their tweet saying they also received the packaging with a new Xbox controller that references the unannounced Xbox console. And there you have it. This is actually legitimate. You can see it right here in the fine print. Includes Xbox Live Gold and unlimited access to over 100 high-quality games on Xbox Series X/S, Xbox One, and Windows 10, reads the content. This latest leak follows another one from early August, when packaging for new Xbox controllers mentioned the Xbox Series S console. The Series S console is said to be the cheaper next-gen Xbox model, the one known popularly by its Lockhart codename. This system is rumored to have 4 teraflops of GPU performance and 7.5 gigabytes of usable RAM. It will reportedly have the same CPU as the Xbox Series X, allowing it to run the same games with faster loading speeds, but at lower resolutions than on the Series X. What you are seeing here is the evidence that Microsoft's internal plans have shifted drastically over the course of the past few weeks and months, because this is something that had a lot of planning behind it. The console is planned, the console is set for launch, and then within these external accessories, you have marketing, you have printing, you have construction of the controllers themselves, you have production, you have shipping, and then you have somebody actually buying it from the store itself. That's a long process, which means that they probably expected some kind of announcement by now, unless these controllers got out ahead of their intended street dates, which I don't necessarily think is the case, because again, these are Xbox One controllers. And so we are still waiting on word that this is even real. I think that's something that we can even say on the show. There is still no official confirmation that the Series S is in fact a legitimate console, but we have all but confirmed its existence at this point from multiple leaks. Hopefully we will hear more from the Tokyo Game Show in a couple of weeks, but that would be such a strange place to reveal another SKU of your console. But it's 2020, so I wouldn't doubt it for a second. But speaking of Xbox Game Pass and the Xbox ecosystem, Crusader Kings 3, Destiny 2, and more are coming to Xbox Game Pass in September. Crusader Kings 3 heads the list of games newly available this month with an Xbox Game Pass subscription. The grand strategy game launches globally on September the 1st and is available to Game Pass for PC subscribers. For those on Xbox One, RE7 Biohazard is September's biggest name game. Destiny 2, with its Shadowkeep and Forsaken expansions, will join Game Pass's library for Xbox One sometime later this month. In July, Microsoft announced Bungie's shooter and expansions would be coming to the service in September. Destiny 2's newest expansion, Beyond Light, launches November the 10th and will be available to Game Pass subscribers on that day too. Crusader Kings 3 is available on Xbox Game Pass for PC and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate today. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is available beginning September 3rd, and other games coming to the service in September include Drake Hollow on the Xbox One, available now, the Jackbox Party Pack 4 on Xbox One coming the 3rd, along with Tell Me Why Chapter 2 on PC and Xbox One, Toho Luna Nights on PC and Xbox One, September 3rd as well, and World War Z on PC. Star Renegades comes on September the 8th, the PC version. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus on PC on September 10th, alongside Hotshot Racing on Xbox One, and Tell Me Why Chapter 3. Leaving the service this month are NBA 2K20, Red Dead Redemption 2, Goner Blueberry Edition, and Jump Force. Xbox Game Pass is $9.99 per month, and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate combines Xbox Live Gold memberships with Xbox Game Pass for PC access and console access for $15 a month, and Microsoft offers the first month to new subscribers for just $1. So out of all of these games, I personally will be diving into Resident Evil 7. Never did get around to playing it, but outside of that, the big addition is Destiny 2. That is a major deal because that expands the potential of the Destiny community on Xbox as it continues to grow and expand into this new expansion that will then be ported over to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. But having Destiny 2 and its expansions included on Xbox Game Pass is a major deal because it gives people a grounded, well-established IP to play right off the bat as soon as they sign up with the service that millions of people around the world play every single day, which gets me very excited. But in the PC space, Crusader Kings 3, of course, a very big deal, and one that I have heard good things about. Hotshot Racing seems to be one that I might dive into and give a shot. But you can always check out the entire lineup on the official Xbox website for more information. But to round out today's show, AT&T has reportedly backed away from selling Warner Bros. Interactive. For the time being, AT&T has reportedly decided against selling its Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment gaming division to another company. According to Bloomberg, the telecom concluded that the unit was too valuable to ditch, even if a sale would have helped the company with its $165 billion debt load. When news of the potential sale first broke, CNBC reported the sale of the division could have netted AT&T as much as $4 billion. Several prominent video game publishers were reportedly interested, including Microsoft, Take-Two, EA, and Activision Blizzard. Bloomberg reports two main factors likely led to AT&T's decision to scrap the sale. The first is that the division is working on a new open-world Harry Potter game, which the company has not officially announced yet. As of earlier this year, the title was reportedly on track for a 2021 release. A AAA Harry Potter game would likely be a major seller in normal circumstances, but with the coronavirus pandemic, AT&T may feel it will be a runaway success. Moreover, in fact, so many of the games the unit publishes license intellectual property owned by Warner Bros. May have made a potential sale more complicated than AT&T anticipated. AT&T acquired Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment as part of its $85 billion purchase of Time Warner in 2018, and since then the company has sought ways to reduce its debt load. "We have no sacred cows. We are always open to making portfolio moves," recently appointed CEO John Stankey told investors in October. John Stankey. Love that name. Beyond its gaming division, some of the businesses AT&T has reportedly taken bids for include DirecTV and anime streaming service Crunchyroll. But this is just a follow-up story. We've been talking about the potential sale of of Warner Bros. Interactive from AT&T for a while now, and this just shows how powerful Warner Bros. Interactive actually is, because as it turns out, people really enjoy the games that the company makes, and so I think that it's a pretty good move for AT&T to maintain its hold on this from a monetary perspective, and who knows what the future might hold, but it does not look like a sale is coming anytime soon. But that rounds out today's episode of the Jampack Report. If you enjoyed today's show, drop me a like down below and let me know what you think about everything we talked about here today, but specifically those new GPUs. Are you a PC gamer and do you plan on jumping in on day one, or are you going to be sticking with your tried and true gaming console in the next few years? Would love to hear your thoughts. But until next time, you guys have a fantastic rest of your night. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.